Are you ready to turn heads? Luxury isn't just worn, it's experienced. Introducing a Layla Cara style and new up-and-coming designer collection where exclusive shoes and bags for men and women meets your feet. How about you take a handbag and wear it in style, where each piece is personally designed by Layla Carroll herself and handcrafted from the finest material in Italy. Leather, smooth like butter, bold, timeless, distinctly you. Step into true elegance and make your mark with a Layla Cara style where confidence meets craftsmanship. Visit a Layla Cara style and experience the luxury of art that you wear. Welcome to day 1 of week 11. Today's lesson is about characteristics of healthy versus unhealthy relationships. Understanding the characteristics of healthy versus unhealthy relationships can help you recognize and cultivate positive dynamics while addressing and correcting harmful patterns. Here are the key characteristics of both types of relationships. If you want to have a checklist, well, these are the checklists that you should go by. So maybe you might want to write this down. But if you have the book right here, then you don't have to write it down. You can just go over it in the book. So, number 1, checklist should be on your list. And we're going to talk about characteristics of healthy relationships. This is what you should be. Most people have these checklists like, I want him to have this amount of money, and I want him to have this kind of job, drive this kind of car, live in this kind of whatever mansion, love to travel. But what you fail to realize is that you can get all that in a man who is a narcissist, and then you're like, whoa, I got all that I asked for, but you didn't really get into the heart of the man, which is his characteristics. Because you can tell a person by their character. Who is he? What is he about? What is she about? Who is she? It's the character, okay? Let's start making better choices. And the way you make these better choices is to dig deep inside of the person, not on the outer surface of what they have. You don't need the external of the person. You need the internal of the person. So here are some characteristics that you should be having on your checklist. Number 1, mutual respect. Valuing each other, partners, respect each other, individuality, and boundaries. Equality. Both partners treat each other as equals and appreciate each other's perspectives and feelings. Okay? Number 2, trust. Yes. Reliability. Both partners trust each other and can rely on each other. Honesty, transparency, and honesty are core values, and partners are open about their feelings and actions. Number 3, good communication. Open dialogue. Partners communicate openly and honestly about their thoughts and feelings. Active listening. Both partners actively listen and respond thoughtfully to each other. Number 4, support. Emotional support. Partners provide emotional support and encouragement. Practical support. They both each, I mean, they help each other with practical needs and challenges. Number 5, independency. Individual space. Each partner maintains their individuality and has time for personal interests and friendships outside of the relationship, okay? Balance. There is a healthy balance between togetherness and independency. Number 6, healthy conflict resolution. Constructive approach. Conflicts are resolved through calm and respectable discussions. Problem solving. Partners focus on finding solutions rather than placing the blame. Equality. Shared decision making. Decisions are made together and both partners have equal say. They have an equal say. Fairness. There is a fair disruption, or not disruption, take that back. There's a fair distribution of responsibilities and roles. That's what I meant to say. So fairness is there's a fair of distribution of responsibilities and roles. It ain't this is what you do. That's a woman's job. No, it's none of that. That's a man's job. It's none of that. Y'all are together and y'all choosing to split roles and do things to help each other and what's fair. One person might be better at something than the other, and it doesn't matter who's better. The fact that the person can do it better, allow them. Okay? There's some people who have this ego thing. They don't like a person being better than them. Stop that. And then number 8, affection and intimacy. Emotional and physical intimacy. There is a healthy level of emotional and physical intimacy. Affection. Partners regularly show affection and also appreciation to one another. See, I was thinking right there, my husband and I, we had this conversation. Was it this morning? I think it was this morning. Anyways, so we was talking about him taking a job in one of the Eastern countries. I think it was Saudi Arabia or Dubai or whatever it was. And I told him I'm not going to those places because they don't believe in women, showing certain parts of their body. And it's not the fact that I'm going to be showing myself off, but I like to wear shorts. And I know I think it's Dubai or Israel, one of them, you can't wear shorts. Women can't wear shorts. And I'm like, you can't show your arms and stuff like that. And I like tank tops. I'm a tank top woman. I love to put on my tank tops and my little short shorts. Most of that time I'll be in the house doing that. But what if I step outside on the porch to grab something and then someone see me? I don't need no one knocking on my door trying to haul me off to jail. Come on now. So that was one of the things that I had to make sure that. And then it was another thing about the affection. I know it's in one of those countries where you can't show public affection to each other. And I was telling him, I am a touchy-feely girl, and you know this. I cannot keep my hands off you, and you know that too. I will be in jail quick because I'm always touching and kissing on you. That is going to be a hard task for me. He looked at me like, well, ain't no well. Yeah, that job ain't that important to me that you feel the need to want to put me in a situation where I can get in trouble. You'll be all right because you're a man, but me, I won't. And then he thought about that. He said, well, maybe they are changing some rules. I said, until them rules change, I'm not going. I was serious about that. Until those rules change, I'm not going. But when the women's in the street, they protested because they don't want to wear the hijab. I said, that's another thing. I'm not covering up it. I like to do my hair. I am my hair. I'm always changing my hair. This is the longest I probably had my hair in a long time in these braids. By now, I would have changed my hair 4 or 5 times. But I say no. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna leave my hair on. Well, actually, he told me he liked my hair like this. He's like, your braids. I like you in braids. You look really like exotic or whatever. Anyway, point is that what I'm making. I was on it. I'm not changing myself for somebody else's rules that I don't believe in. And just so you can get a job there. And he understood it. He's like, well, maybe I said find a job somewhere else. Because I know he does coaching and he's looking for a particular way to just not be traveling so much. I still travel. So I'm like, hey, we have to combine and really communicate on that and figure out what is best for us. And he asked me, what are the places you will not go? And I'm like, now we talking. Now we talking. So let me tell you where I'm not going. Saudi Arabia, anywhere in those Eastern countries. I know because he had done some work out there in Lebanon or something like one of those places. He did some work out there before. And I was like, nope, I'm not going. You be out there by yourself. Because anytime that is rules that are strict on women, no, thank you. All right. And then, of course, I had other places, and I say anywhere else, yes, we can do. So he got a possibility of taking a job in Paris, France. It's a guy that he know that is asking him how much will he accept to come out there and coach out there for one of their professional leagues. And I said, now that's a job that's a place I really go to, like for real. But what I'm making a point here is that when I got on that affection, I started thinking about that conversation that we had this morning. So now let's talk about characteristics of unhealthy relationships. And this is what we all go through. If you have, I'm talking to you, you in this program, narcissistic, you've been in this, you went through all these things. And I'm about to name it. And I'm going to tell you right now, you ever experience any of this ever again in a new relationship, you drop that person immediately. Do not try to compromise with them. Do not even try to negotiate. Don't even try to let them understand you. Okay? Just straight up say, you know what, this is not going to work. I thought this relationship was going to be the one, but this is not going to work. I see there's something inside of you that I'm not able to deal with. They're going to ask you what that is. And you're like, hey, well, it's one of these here. Let's listen up. Okay. So characteristics of unhealthy relationships. Number one, disrespect. Disregards of boundaries. One or both partners frequently disregard each other's boundaries and needs. Criticism. There is a pattern of criticism, belittling, or contempt. They're trying to condemn you, okay? Okay, number two, lack of trust. Jealousy. One or both partners exhibit extreme jealousy, okay, or suspicious. Like they feeling like you're suspicious of something that you got going on, okay? And then dishonesty. There is a lack of honesty, and partners may hide things from each other. If you're doing that or they doing that, there's no trust. Okay, so number three, poor communication. Avoidance. Important issues are feelings are avoided or ignored. So you're either avoiding important issues, you can't talk to them, or they are avoiding it and they're avoiding your feelings and they're maybe ignoring you. You've been talking about it and yet they're not doing anything about it. All right. Then effective communication. Let's talk about effective communication. Partners may communicate in a hostile, passive-aggressive, or dismissive manner. Okay, those things might be going on with you, and that's not healthy. Number four, lack of respect. Emotional neglect. Partners fail to provide emotional support or may be unsupportive during difficult times. A lot of people don't realize that is a serious situation. When you need your partner the most and they are not showing you any type of emotional support, that's not right. Okay? Or maybe you doing that. That ain't right. Okay? So, undermining. Okay, one partner made the undermine the other's effect or achievement. They're not taking it like it's a big deal. You just graduated from college and they like, whatever. That's not good. You accomplished something. They should be celebrating with you and really mean it. Codependence. Let's talk about codependence. Over reliance. Partners are overly dependent on each other to to the detriment of their individuality. I want to repeat that because I know people who do this, and that's not great. I even kind of was falling into that a little bit with my past relationships, but I learned not to do that early on in my marriage now. Don't depend on my husband to a point where I can't do me by myself, okay? And it's vice versa. So overly reliance, that's codependence. Partners are overly dependent on each other to the detriment of their individuality. Like you're forgetting who you are. Lack of independence. There is little to no personal space or independence. That's dangerous because if you don't make it and you break up, now you are destroyed because you don't know what else to do because you've been spending all your time with that person. And then you're easily to go back to that person because you depended on them for a certain period amount of time. And that codependent can really take root within 6 months of you spending so much time together. So give yourself your personal space. That's the reason why self-care is very, very important because you have to give each other that personal space. Let them do their own thing while you do yours. All this, we go everywhere together. We never leave the house without each other. We go to the store together. We always go out to eat together. We do everything on everything. And then we go dancing together. I don't go out with my friends anymore. I go out with my man instead. And if I go out with my friends, my man is there too.
We'll be back after a quick break.
If you haven't already, check out my luxury shoe and bag collection, a Layla Cara style. Each piece is personally designed by me and handcrafted from genuine Italian leather. Whether you're dressing up or keeping it casual, these pieces were made to help you walk with confidence. Because real style starts from how you feel. Go to alaylacarolstyle.com and experience these bold, timeless, and completely all you. Check it out. You might find something you like. Now that kind of stuff I don't like. I'm gonna be straight up. I stop talking to people because they always with their man. I do. If I seriously, I don't even go to certain people's houses when they have a man. And that's part of something that I went through when I was 21 years old. I'm gonna tell this story because this is the reason why I don't. When I was 21 years old, I was engaged to my high school sweetheart. We didn't get married, by the way. And this is the reason why we didn't get married. Now you're gonna see why. So the thing is that his father had gotten out of prison, had been locked up for 15 years. I had never met his dad, and his dad had gotten back with his mother. And we went to her house. To make a long story short, we went to her house, and I got introduced to him. While I was being introduced to him, he wanted to show me something. I don't even remember what it was, but he wanted to show me something. And he like, hey, come into the bedroom and show you what it is. And it was on the dresser. And I walked into the bedroom. He picked it up and showed it to me. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, pretty much that kind of stuff. Oh, okay. And then left out the room. I left out the room. Who was in the house with us? My fiance and his mother, of course, the dad, and me. It was the four of us. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm not by myself and whatever. And I'm 21 years old. Well, I ended up when we left there was a phone call that was made from my fiance's mother. She called and she was telling my fiance something about me, saying that I made a pass at his dad. And I was like, that didn't happen. What is she talking about? And he was like, Mom, I don't believe you. And he kept saying that don't make sense. Why would she do that to him? That don't make sense or whatever. And then, but it did get worse because after the conversation, he had asked me about it. And I was like, no, I was hurt because I felt like, why in the world would this old man, because he had to be in his late 30s or 40s. I think he's in 40s something. And I was like, why would I want this? Why? And he just gotten out of prison, 15 years. What? And to top it off, my fiance was like, well, you might need to stop dressing the way you dress, especially when you come around my dad. And I was looking like, what do I have on? And the problem that I had was that my fiance liked the way I dressed, wanted me to dress sexy, used to always say, put on something sexy or whatever. And I would do that for him because he loves showing me off. Of course, I'm 21 years old and I don't know better at this time. So I was like confused. Why in the world are you getting mad at me for dressing the way that you want me to dress? This makes no sense. But it got to a point where me and his mother had stopped talking, and she was not jealous. I ain't gonna say jealous, but she was portraying this different attitude towards me, like she didn't like me anymore. And I felt so uncomfortable, and that I just stopped going around them. And then I got to a point where I didn't even want my fiance anymore because he had stopped talking to his mother because of that, and he definitely stopped talking to his dad because of that. And I was like, no, you can't do that. Them still your parents. You got to be with your parents. So choose them. I'm going to move on and do my own thing. I don't want you to anymore. And it wasn't because I just didn't want him. It was all the stuff that led up to that point for me to make the decision to not want him, because he had already been doing some cheating on me that I had forgiven him for in the past. He never put his hands on me, nothing like that. He was actually a good dude in that area. He's very protective of me and everything. But it was just the fact that I was like, you know what? I think I have had enough. And I was ready to regain and restart my life. But I had spent so much time with him that it was one of those codependent type of situation. So that's why I say be careful with depending on people. And it took me a minute to break out of that habit because I have gotten molded and shaped into that habit at a very young age. So let's keep going. Let's talk about, okay, number 6, unhealthy conflict resolution. Aggressive. So aggression is conflict of escalated to shouting, aggression, being very aggressive, or just even a little aggressive. It's still not great. Or even physical violence. Blame. Partners frequently blame each other without seeking resolution. Number 7, inequality. Power imbalance. One partner exhibit control over the other, making irrational decisions. I was trying to get that word out. Unfairness. There is an unfair distribution of responsibilities, with one partner bearing most of the burden. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. Most of the time, that person who has all the burden end up with a heart attack or a stroke because they taking on too much. And if that's you, please, it's time to let that relationship go. It's not worth your life. And number 8, lack of affection and intimacy. Emotional disconnection. There is a significant emotional disconnect from both partners. And then absent of affection. Little to no physical affection or emotional warmth is shown. And I'm not talking about him kissing on you just to make it look good. I'm talking about warm feelings of fuzziness, like you don't feel loved. You don't feel it being genuine. That's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why we're going to talk about intimacy in day 3, because you need to understand the difference between the two. So, recognizing and addressing unhealthy patterns, let's talk about that. So, self-reflection, you have to have it. Assess the relationship. Reflect on the dynamics of your relationship and identity, and you want to identify any unhealthy patterns. I gave all 8 of those to you, okay? And it's really 16 altogether. So, personal accountability. You have to take accountability for your own actions. So, acknowledge your role in maintaining or contributing to these patterns. So, what are you doing that allowing this stuff to happen? All right. And then open communication. Discuss issues. You have to talk. All right. So have open and honest communication with your partner with about any concerns that you have. You have to talk about these things. And remember, I taught you assertiveness. So use some of that in your training. All right. And then seek solutions together. If y'all really want to be together, and let's say he's not really a bad person or she's not really a bad person, she just have some needs to try to work on, you can work on these things with them, because everybody is not a narcissist. But for those who are, those are the ones I'm teaching this class about. But, excuse me, but if you're in a new relationship and you have let go to the narcissist that you was with and you're now in a new relationship, you need to start trying to implement these things that I'm teaching you, right? So you want to seek solutions together, work on collaboration to address and resolve issues. And then, of course, don't forget to set your boundaries. You have to. So establish your limits. Clearly define and communicate your boundaries. Keep them going. It don't stop. It will never stop. I'll tell you that now. Enforce your boundaries, okay? Consistently enforce your boundaries and respect your partner's boundaries as well, all right? So you want to seek support, continue to seek therapy or life coach or anybody who deals with relationship issues that can help you with that. Also supportive friends and family members. And then you want to make the decision. These are decisions that you're going to have to make yourself. So evaluate the relationship. That's what you're going to do. Determine if the relationship can be improved or if it may be healthier for you to part ways. Don't be afraid to part ways. This is the problem that I have been seeing with people. People put too much emphasis on time, how much time they've been in a relationship with someone. And I really truly believe that that is the worst of the worst thing that you can do in a relationship, is to be saying, well, we've been together for 40 years, or we've been together for 30 years, we've been together for 23 years, we've been together for 15 years, we've been together for 7 years. I have given this man 8 years of my life. No, that's the problem. You are literally taking up too much of your time trying to develop a healthy relationship that is very unhealthy. You know that relationship is unhealthy because you're crying all the time. You worry all the time. You're anxious all the time. You're trying to figure out if y'all belong together. You're not happy. You are not able to do your own thing when you want to. You're tiptoeing around each other. And then you're trying to be assertive to him instead of to yourself. And then you also are finding yourself being accommodating too much and codependent. That ain't healthy. So stop wasting all these years doing that when you don't get those years back. You're not. You're not getting it back. So I don't never be impressed when I hear people say, "Oh, I've been in a relationship for 18 years." I'll be thinking to myself, I hope they was good 18 years and not hell. Because I don't understand why you value that time. Now, if it was great, then that's beautiful. That is amazing. It is wonderful. And that is a lifetime that everyone is striving to get who wants to be in a relationship. But it's also rare. It's more rare than it is common. So that's the reason why I'm teaching this class, because I realize that we need to understand that we need to stop wasting our time, especially with people that don't deserve that time from us. Stop giving up your time to people. You don't get that back. There's no amount of money in this world that you can pay for to get time. It's not going to happen. So, prioritize well-being. Always prioritize your emotional and physical well-being in any relationship. Any. I don't care who it is. Parents, cousins, siblings, co-workers, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, girlfriend, whatever. Prioritize your own well-being over them. It's what it is. By understanding these characteristics, individuals like you can work towards fostering healthier and more fulfilling relationships while addressing and correcting unhealthy patterns. So that is end of day 1. Tomorrow's day 2. We're going to talk about communication and conflict resolution skills. I'm going to teach you how to actually talk to each other. Are you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by stress? Introducing stress management with Imaging Coaching, your ticket to a calmer, more balanced life. In this journey you will be taking with us here at Imaging Coaching, we'll equip you with powerful techniques and tools you can use to conquer stress, regain control, and transform your life. From deep breathing exercises to mindfulness practices, you'll discover the tools to relax your mind and body. Come join us on this transformative path and unlock a world of inner peace and resilience. Don't let stress hold you back any longer. Take charge of your well-being today with Imaging Coaching, your stress management team. Discover clarity. Defeat stress through Imaging Coaching at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com.